Leo, welcome to your reading. So I'm going to start here with your current energy and just see what is happening in your world. So we have 3. Let's see what you need to focus on. And your hopes or fears. So we're about to have the full moon in your sign. It feels like that's going to have a very heavy impact. There's going to be things that happen before and things that happen after. They're going to be like night and day. That's how it's coming across, like a night and day. Very different. There's a lot of transformation with this full moon in the sign of Leo for you. It's in your sign. So looking here, bottom of the deck, we do have the Two of Swords, and it feels like until this full moon happens, you're going to be in this uncertain, kind of confusing type of energy that you're not sure exactly what you need to do, the steps that you need to take. All of these things are going to be very unclear to you. That actually shows up again here. So let's kind of focus on the reading and see where we can get the clarity. In your current energy right now, we have the Knight of Wands, 8 of Swords, and the 9 of Pentacles. And so what you're trying to do right now is figure out what actions are going to get you to where you need to be. What you're trying to do here is create your own abundance, really kind of either gain your confidence back or really solidify your confidence in being able to meet your own needs, create some sort of life for yourself that you feel proud of and you want. And that kind of gives you the financial security that you've been looking for. And so a lot of this is about, okay, well, what do I need to do in order to make that happen? 8 of Swords, very much in your mind, trying to think things through. Knight of Wands, what actions should I be taking? The universe actually wants you to take a step back. Rather than focusing on the growth, what is it that you need on a very fundamental basis? What is that kind of bare bone minimum that you need? Focus on that first, because it feels like you need to solidify this. That once you have this kind of base solidified, then you're going to be able to grow and expand. 4 of Swords is showing up in your past energy, and so there was some sort of ending, some sort of break here, and you're in this kind of part of the break where you're trying to figure out your next move. It feels like a period of inactivity connected to this 4 of Swords, and now you've kind of been in this space and you're ready to move forward. It's almost like you feel very antsy, like you're ready to just move forward. Your strength here is Hermit energy, so Virgo energy may or may not be significant, but this is a healing. It's definitely connected to the 4 of Swords, connected to the 8 of Swords that is already out here in the reading. And so your strength here is in really taking that step back, thinking things through, understanding what is it that you truly need, really getting in touch with that 4 of Pentacles energy and figuring out, okay, well, if I take it back to the basics and I understand what I need, and if I start there, it feels like that's when you start to get the answers. That's when you get the clarity. It's almost like you have to take a step back in order to be able to move forward. Because what I'm seeing here in your near future with the 7 of Cups energy is more of the confusion, more of the uncertainty. We've got it with the 2 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. I'm getting it here in your near future with the 7 of Cups. And so when I look at the external influences here, you will get the answers. It's connected to the moon. I'm not getting that with the cards. I'm getting that with intuition. The Hanged Man and the Tower showing up as the external influences. So the Hanged Man's about seeing things from a different perspective. This is about really understanding the big picture. This is what's going to help you figure out what your next steps need to be, but you need to be able to understand that big picture. The Tower is showing up because it's going to be a sudden change. All of a sudden, you're going to know exactly what you need to do because you're going to all of a sudden see things from a different perspective. But you're really being encouraged to kind of get back to basics, because it feels like when you get back to basics, this is where you're going to be when the Tower moment happens, when you're able to say, okay, now that I'm back to where I am, I still don't really see everything in front of me. But then this tower happens, and now you're able, it's almost like wiping the path clear, where you're now able to see what you need to do in order to get the results that you're looking for. Ten of Wands is showing up in your hopes or fears position. So it feels like overworking, lots of burdens and responsibilities. This is all something that you want to be done with. You don't want to entertain that anymore. You don't want to carry around the weight of the world on your shoulders. What I can see happening here in your potential outcome is the Eight of Cups. So this is movement. You are going to be walking away from something and moving towards something else. Let's see what additional details we get, because I'm really curious about that Eight of Cups energy. So let's start with the Knight of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles. Ten of Wands. It feels like you've been doing a lot and almost spinning your wheels with the type of work that you've been doing. You haven't been getting the answers that you're looking for. You haven't been getting the rewards you thought you would get by putting in all this effort and energy. And so it's about, okay, well, that didn't get me to the prosperity I was looking for. It didn't get me to where I thought it would. And so now what do I do? Well, we go back to basics. So let's get that Four of Pentacles. Magician. Getting back to basics actually clears your mind. It allows you to focus on what you truly need, what you truly want. Tell me about the Four of Swords. Two of Wands. During this period, I'm getting solitude, but during this period of kind of rest, kind of away from other people, you started to see way off into the distance exactly what you wanted. The issue that you've been having is, how do I get there? Let's get the Hermit. Clarifying, the Hermit is the Hermit and the Page of Swords. So Hermit with the Page of Swords, doing this internal work, really focusing on your own healing, the inner shadow work, whatever it is that you need to be doing away from the public. Here, this is where you start to get the clarity. When you start focusing on just that basic, fundamental, this is what I need, this is when things start to become clear to you. But it requires you really doing this work. And because it's showing up as your strength, you are doing that work. Clarifying the Seven of Cups is the Three of Swords. Part of the reason that you're struggling with making a decision and figuring out what you need to do next is you're afraid of getting hurt again. You're afraid of ending up back to where you were at the start of this entire process. And so it feels almost like it's like a paralyzing kind of energy, but rather than kind of standing still, what you're doing is you're kind of going into hermit mode, thinking through, what do you need? What is it that you need on a regular basis? And then what do you need to do to grow and expand, and really open yourself up to that growth and expansion? Because it feels like once you get into the understanding of what you actually need on a regular basis in order to just live and survive, you're going to find that what you need in order to grow is going to be very different than what you thought you needed. There's something that's shifting here. The way that you're seeing the situation is shifting, but it's also what you actually need and what you actually want in your future is also shifting. Tell me about the Tower. Six of Cups. This is meant to bring you back to happiness, better times, or kind of a more positive mindset. That Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia. So let's get the Hanged Man. Nine of Wands. The Hanged Man and the Nine of Wands is showing you, while you're going through this hermit mode and really keeping people at arm's length, because this Nine of Wands feels very similar to the Four of Swords and to the hermit energy. And so while you're kind of away from the public, outside of anybody's kind of observing eyeballs, you are really doing the work on yourself, really kind of trying to see things from a different perspective, understand what it is that you truly want and need, not what you thought you previously did, but what you need now. What is it that you need now? That Nine of Wands tells me that your wall is up, that you are doing all of this behind the scenes. You're not really entertaining any kind of outside influence on this entire situation. You are looking to do the work on your own. With the Ten of Wands, I'm getting the Death card. Scorpio energy may or may not be significant, but you're looking for an end to the cycle where you just kind of work and work and work and not get the results that you're looking for, not get any of the rewards that you feel like you deserve. Clarifying the Eight of Cups is the Sun. The Sun's the ruler of your sign. And so when I see here the Eight of Cups and the Sun, you're really moving towards hope and optimism. So this feels a lot like you get the clarity that you need. You're really moving in the direction that you want to go. Things are being illuminated for you. This is where in between this Three of Swords energy and so your near future and the potential outcome here, the clarity does click. You start to see everything. You start to understand what you need to do and the path forward, what it is that's in alignment with you. This is what you fully embrace, and this is the direction that you move. So Leo, this is your reading. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.